Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. It is Tuesday, August 18th, also known as the second day of school for most Triad students. I'm Tracy McCain in the studio. Ed Matthews is in the weather garden. Megan Malaris, Stacey Spivey, and Triad Kirksey are all working from home, as we have been doing for the last, I don't know, Triad, do you have a mark on it yet? Is it 5 months? 6 months?
I have no idea at this point. I honestly don't. I don't know. Every day is just a new adventure.
It is, yeah. Well, you know, I figured somebody would know, but it's been a while. All right, the things that you do know are the temperatures, and they're changing soon.
Yeah, you know, we are making kind of that slow descent towards fall. The days are getting a little bit shorter. The average high temperatures are starting to come down. And today is still going to be a warm day, but the humidity is going to be noticeably lower. So that will feel a little bit better. We'll see a lot of sunshine to start the day, and then through the afternoon, a few clouds will bubble up, but it shouldn't be too bad. Rain chance only 20% at best. So most of us will not see a drop of rain. That changes for the rest of the week, though. We're going to have a front come in to the area and then just kind of stall out for a few days, and that will lead to several chances of scattered showers and storms. So put the rain chance at 50 to 60% Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. As the rain chances go up and the front kind of goes by us a little bit to our east, we'll see our temperatures come down to the upper 70s to low 80s, and then temperatures will bounce back to close to average for this time of the year as we go from Sunday on into Monday. So enjoy the day today, and it actually feels really, really good outside right now.
Well, you guys know Jason Hutchins, who always corresponds with us on our Facebook page. So funny. He says, I think it's day 4,237, which, you know, I'm just going to go with right now. Sounds a little high, but we'll roll with it. All right, we're going to jump right into our first conversation. The big story, back to school. Most students starting the year remotely. Aside from the tech issues, we want to talk about how school is going for your students so far. So, Stacey, get us started.
Yeah, Tracy, well, we've been asking you guys to share your photos of what remote learning looks like for you at home. So let's take a look at some of them that you guys have sent in this morning. Wow, this first one is truly impressive from Amber. Believe it or not, that is their home classroom. I want to go and learn in there. And the next picture is of Bryce and Iris ready to do schoolwork at their mom's office. She tells us that her boss let her set up their classroom there to help them out. And then take a look at Gabrielle's little desk at home, and she is in Guilford County Schools. And then lastly, looks like this 8th grader has some furry classmates. I think that's the best one to end on. Got to have the dogs as, you know, her little helpers throughout school. So you can keep sending in your remote learning setups. Just text a picture and their names to 336-379-5775. And actually, I don't know if we can pull it up, but I did put out a tweet just a second ago of what my at-home current situation looks like. Have the dog right here on the floor, which you can't see him, but he's sitting right there. And then on this side, I got snacks because why not, right? So that's what my setup looks like. I want to keep seeing y'all's though.
Oh, there's Wrigley. Wow, he is a small pony. He's a cutie.
Yes, he is.
All right, so Stacey has an ideal setup at home with her dog and her snacks. You know, I've seen a lot of great setups recently with the students, you know, especially their parents posting. Some of them even purchase like small desks that they set up in the living room because they have more than one child. So they've had to kind of, you know, put them all in their own separate space, but also have their own devices. So I'm sure this is getting expensive for some parents, you know, making sure that every child has what they need to learn. But I guess parents have been preparing for this for a few months. Gosh, I can't even imagine how much money that costs. All right, so what's your setup at home, Triad Kirksey, who's been working for 4,237 days at home?
It certainly feels that way some mornings for sure. You know, I have a home office, and so I've just kind of slowly been making some changes. I had most of the stuff I needed to do my job from home, but there will be more changes to come in the coming weeks as I continue to make some adjustments. But it's been It's been okay, and I was thinking a little bit, and I'll try not to go on too long of a rant because I know we're on the time crunch, and they're going to tell me in my ear soon to wrap probably. But I always try to find the good in things, and with technology going the way that it's going, working from home is probably going to become more of a common thing, in the next 5, 10 years. And so, although I'm sure most parents would rather have their kids in a classroom, this experience could be a positive learning experience for them to learn how to maybe work independently or do some work from home moving forward as we kind of see technology advance. So we'll see how things work out. For me personally, I have actually a pretty decent setup, and I know that's not the case, for everyone. And I certainly empathize with the parents that are trying to find spaces, where they live to allow their kids to work in as quiet of a space as possible so they can focus better.
Yeah, certainly not everyone has an ideal situation to work from home or to learn from home. And you have to adjust, and it's one of those things that's either going to be really great for your family or it's just a difficult time. So I feel like Megan Malaris purchased her home with the intention of one day working from home, because you have the perfect back patio space where you kind of just in your own little world for a little while. I don't even ever hear Christian, ever. And I know he's there.
Yeah, yeah, he sometimes is outside of the door throwing toys and dumping stuff over because he's in that playful stage. But yeah, I was just thinking about this. When we purchased the house a few years ago, we were between two homes in the same neighborhood. My husband liked the other one. I liked this one because it had a sunroom. The other one had some other features that this one didn't have. But ultimately, obviously, we went with this house, and I'm glad we did. But who would have thought that I'd be using this space as a work office for the 4.5 months we've been at home during this stay at home, and then the phase 2 orders for the state of North Carolina. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But yeah, obviously if I were working in the main part of the house, you would probably be hearing a lot more squealing and baby giggling and the cat running around. So, yes, the life of working from home.
All right, well, what's yours setup, Ed?
Oh, it's absolutely, I've got the best, I think. A little biased here. Of course, my office is in the wood shop. Imagine this. I've got a fold-out table. I got a couple of computers, an internet computer, and also our graphics computers, the one that we used, Taran and I used to show you the beautiful weather graphics we have. A concrete floor with dribbles of paint over the past decades that has accumulated. I've got a table saw in there. I use the table saw to put all my powder and, kind of face stuff. Gotta get pretty before I go on the air. And along the wall there are 2x4s. There are other pieces of leftover wood from past projects and things like that. So if you're looking for a 2x4 or something like that, you can come on over and I'll make a deal with you. But really, it's nice. And then I come out here. I've got a couple of bird nests under the shelter here. The birds fly in and out, and they're not bothering me or anything like that. And of course, I've got the atmosphere. Yeah. Exactly what a meteorologist would want, especially on a beautiful day like today.
Well, it sounds like you work in the shed, and then you go outside to the weather garden.
I just come out here to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, so it's great.
I like that you're nearby. If I ever need you for something, all I have to say is, Ed!
What, I'd say you're probably about 400 feet from me, not really far at all.
Right.
If I could just bust through the wall, I would be right in the studio. So definitely not far away for sure.
Yeah, you're within jogging distance for sure.
Oh yeah, at least my type of jogging, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Stacy, are you taking a look at comments, or are we doing pictures? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I can take a look at comments. Sorry, I keep laughing at you two.
Oh.
Ed, you're cracking me up today. Let's see. Michelle said there was no first day of school because the network crashed. Let's see. And she also said, I think this is a mess for the kids and the parents that are single and still have to leave home to go to work and can't be home to even help their kids. But then another person commented, Miranda said, my kid had 30 minutes of assignments. So 30 minutes, that's not too bad, I would say, for the first day.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm sorry I got distracted by a comment from Tracy Slade. Tracy, can you email me at tmccain@wfmy.com and I will respond to you in just a few moments. All right, Megan, let's move on to your morning headlines.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about here. The move to remote learning is not only an adjustment for parents and students, but also for teachers, of course. Many of them have had to set up their own at-home classrooms. WFMY News 2's Candace Red talked to a Guilford County kindergarten teacher about everything going into teaching online this fall.
Guilford County Schools is the third largest school district in North Carolina with about 10,000 employees, and about half of those employees are teachers. Well, this year they're taking on the challenge of serving more than 73,000 pre-K through 12th grade students online for at least 9 weeks. The new school year kicked off yesterday with a statewide technical problem. For about 2 hours or so, teachers and students were unable to access the district's online learning management system. Well, school district leaders say there's a possibility of more tech problems in the future. Well, teachers are already tackling a long to-do list for the first 3 weeks of school. That includes ongoing training, producing pre-recorded content, distributing devices to students, hosting orientations, organizing schedules, and much, much more. Well, Taisha Johnson is a kindergarten teacher at Peck Elementary in Greensboro. Well, she says she's still trying to find work-life balance as a parent of a rising pre-K student and third grader.
That she's working remotely with me at home, and so just setting those boundaries and making sure that I'm a part of her live instruction as well as giving my live instruction. So just finding that good balance between the two is really how my last couple of days has been.
Teachers are also preparing for the possibility of in-person instruction after the first 9 weeks of school. Well, that includes making sure students understand all health protocols to help slow the spread of COVID-19. For more details on this, all you have to do is visit our website, WFMYnews2.com.
All right, so school got underway remotely for many Triad students, but not for all. Randolph County students, some went back to class under Plan B and others will go later this week. Class sizes were reduced to half, with some students doing in-person learning Monday and Tuesday. The other half will go Thursdays and Fridays. Wednesdays will be cleaning days between the groups. However, for students at Asheboro City Schools, they started the year remotely and plan to do so for at least the next 5 weeks.
UNC-Chapel Hill is sending students home and moving to online classes. In just the past week, 130 plus students tested positive for COVID-19, and several clusters broke out in community living spaces. School officials are asking students who can move out of the residence halls to do so, but students who need a place to stay or need internet access can remain on campus. The decision does not impact other UNC system schools. While some students begin to move out of UNC-Chapel Hill, students started moving into Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem. Students hauled carts of clothing and other essentials, all while wearing their masks. Wake Forest will have a blend of in-person and online classes this semester. Residence halls are operating at limited capacity. Classes begin next Wednesday. All right, we're going to take a break from the news and talk about the weather. Really nice here at home, but that's not the case everywhere, Stacy.
That's right. In California, they are experiencing a major heat wave right now, even though they're no strangers to it. The one that's happening across the West Coast right now is just pretty crazy. Get this, it's causing record-breaking temperatures in Death Valley on Sunday, a temperature of 130 degrees. It's just mind-blowing to even think that something can be that hot. Okay, and world meteorologists are verifying it right now, and if it stands, it would be the hottest temperature recorded on Earth since 1931. 130 degrees, guys. I mean, I know, like, when you're on the West Coast, I've been to California and I've been to Arizona a few times. Their heat feels different than ours, right? It's not like humidity heat, so it doesn't feel as bad, but I still cannot even imagine 130 degrees. We are so lucky that it's so nice here in the Triad right now.
Yeah, it's like a tale of two coasts, right, Taran? I mean, really mild here in North Carolina. Doesn't feel like August at all. And then you head west and it's like the Dust Bowl from the 1930s.
Well, as the old saying goes, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. The atmosphere always evens itself out. So yeah, it's cool. It's cooler and a little more comfortable here. It's just downright hot out there, and out there in the middle of the California desert. I don't know if you've ever driven through the Mojave Desert. It's just heat. It's just hot. And when Death Valley is below sea level, so you're getting more of that compressional heating from those areas of high pressure over the desert, and it just really makes things really start to heat up. The official hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth was 134 in Death Valley, but that was in 1913. There's some question as to whether or not that recording was accurate, but I'm very confident that the 130 that was recorded the other day certainly is accurate, and that is just crazy heat to me. I can't even fathom temperatures that warm in the atmosphere just walking around out there. Just too hot for me.
Yeah, too hot. And you know what? Now that you've mentioned that, Megan and I can check off the desert as a place not to go off of our to-do list. Won't be heading there, Megan, anytime soon. Well, at least if you go, just send pictures.
Yeah, I don't know though, Tracy. I know you and I both do not like being cold, so I think we would pick that to visit as opposed to somewhere super cold like the Arctic tundra or what have you. But yeah, I'm really enjoying these cooler mornings. However, I really think that this time of year, especially as we head farther into September and October, it's hard to dress because in the morning, you're dressed differently or you feel so differently from the afternoons. Like yesterday, I had a jacket laid out for my son and his caretaker to go on their morning walk. By the afternoon, I almost had to change his clothes because it was so hot outside, or seemingly a lot more humid than it was just a few hours earlier. So that variation in temperatures this time of year, while nice, is also kind of difficult.
Well, it's also an excuse to play dress up with your son. So have fun while you can. Around 3 or 4, they stop letting you do all that fun stuff. So enjoy it. All right, Ed, if I were you, I'd love to play dress up, different bows, bow ties.
Yeah, but you know what dress up for me is in the summertime? Well, no, shorts and a t-shirt, when it gets hot and humid. I thought you might be, there's a reason they call it Death Valley. Okay, yeah, with these crazy temperatures. I thought you would be interested to know what the current conditions are there at the weather station in Death Valley. Now, if I got my time zones right, it's about 4 or 5 a.m. there on the West Coast. Of course, coming up just after 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. Current temperature, and I had to go to 2 sources because I didn't believe the first one. Current temperature in Death Valley, 102. The dew point, you know how I like to talk about dew points. The dew point is 47. The farther apart the dew point temperature and the actual air temperature, the farther apart they are, the drier the air. The air is bone dry there. The relative humidity is 8%.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the reason it doesn't feel so Look, I've been out in Las Vegas, and the temperature was 115, and it did not feel like that. I was shocked when I learned that the temperature was over 100. It all has to do with the moisture, the humidity levels, and that's the reason we sweat it out here on the East Coast.
I mean, I know this is a trivial comparison, but when I went to Vegas several years ago, I had some of the best hair days of my life. I know, silly me. But that's how I judge the forecast, the humidity. It's just who I am. And I was shocked because every day the temperature was above 100 degrees, but the humidity was non-existent. And I literally thought I was a superstar. Now I understand why they go, I don't gamble. I just go there for the good hair days. Okay, that's me. All right, Ed Matthews, will you close us out with a look at our Triad forecast?
Well, definitely so. No 130-degree weather for, I'm not even sure I could do a weather segment on TV and talk about temperatures that hot. I'd probably snicker right through it. But, more realistically for us here in the Piedmont, mid and upper 80s, and why not? Because that's where we should be this time of year. But the difference is that humidity. The air is drier, so it's going to feel like 86 rather than 186 later today. But enjoy the dry air because moisture builds back up, and we're going to introduce once again a chance of showers and storms Wednesday through Friday. Extra clouds and a stalled front just east of the Triad. We're going to lower the temperatures, low 80s tomorrow. We could be looking at upper 70s and lower 80s for high temperatures coming up on Thursday and Friday. How crazy is that?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, again, as Megan mentioned, I don't like it cold, but I love temperatures above 75 and below 85. Like right in that range. It's a 10-degree range, and we're hitting it this week, all week, and I'm so excited. It's like October in August. All right, thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. We'll have some great conversations. Hopefully school has already started off on a plus note for your students who have already logged on, but let us know. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the day on WFMYnews2.com. Take care, everybody, and stay safe.